John arrived at the NYPD headquarters early in the morning. The building looked strong and serious under the New York sky. "I've seen this in movies," he said, "but it feels different in real life." A tall officer greeted him at the entrance. "Good morning, sir. Are you here for the public tour?" "Yes," John said. "I am curious about how justice works." "Then you came to the right place," the officer smiled. The group followed him through a long hallway lined with photos. "These are real NYPD officers," the guide explained. "Each one has served with courage and compassion." John stopped at a photo of a young female officer. "She looks brave," he said. "She was," the guide replied. "She saved 10 people during a fire." "Wow," John whispered. "That's real heroism." They entered a room full of screens and computers. "This is the command center," the guide said. "We track emergencies across the city here." John looked around. "It's like a human version of AI." The officer laughed. "Except our algorithms are hearts and instincts." "That's better," John said. "Hearts don't crash." The guide smiled. "But they do get tired." "That's why teamwork matters here more than technology." They moved to a small museum area inside the headquarters. Old uniforms, radios, and police badges were displayed in glass cases. John pointed to an old walkie-talkie. "I trained with one like that." "Military camp?" the officer guessed. "Exactly," John laughed. "It taught me communication saves lives." "You are right," the officer nodded. "Every message counts." They entered the Hall of Honor, a quiet room filled with plaques. "These are officers who gave their lives in service," the guide said softly. John grew quiet, reading the names engraved in gold. "It's humbling," he whispered. "They protected strangers," the guide said. "That's the highest kind of love." John nodded slowly. "Love and courage side by side." "Exactly," said the guide. "We train the body, but justice begins in the heart." John thought about his AI research. "Even with machines," he said, "we can't program real courage." "That's what keeps humans important," the officer replied. They stepped into the main courtyard, where police cars were lined up. "Each car is a story waiting to happen," the guide said. "Sometimes good, sometimes hard, but always real." "Do you ever get scared?" John asked. "Of course," the officer said, "but fear means we care. That's what makes courage possible." John smiled. "You sound like a philosopher in uniform." "Maybe," the officer said, "or just someone who's seen life up close." The group stopped near the front steps for photos. A young officer handed John a small souvenir badge. "To remember your visit," she said kindly. "Thank you," John said, holding it carefully. He looked at the silver badge in his hand. "It's heavy," he said. "Because it stands for responsibility," the officer replied. "And responsibility," John said softly, "is heavier than gold." The officer smiled. "Then you understand justice." As the tour ended, John sat on the front steps for a moment. He watched the officers coming and going, calm, steady, focused. "Machines can process data," he thought, but only humans can protect souls. He wrote in his journal, "Justice without empathy is just a system." His 77th bucket list dream had come true. Justice, felt in the heart.